I do, but it's not here.
Is it D-A?
K-O-T-A.
And what's your middle name, Dakota?
Emma Marie Louise
Spell your last name?
Johnson.
And what's your date of birth?
10/22/1989.
And your address?
820 Starlight Drive, Holman, Wisconsin.
You work anywhere?
I do. I work at 3 jobs actually. Well, I work for my mom, which my sister has she's Down syndrome. So I do respite hours for her, and I do 25 hours a month. And then I have I work in home health too for a guy in Trempealeau, and then I just recently started waitressing.
Where?
At Hooters.
Number 715.
896 3176.
Okay, well obviously, were you Shelby's one of Shelby's best friends?
I was her best friend.
You were. Well, I'm sorry to hear what happened to Shelby.
Thanks.
Okay, obviously it was very unexpected and shouldn't have happened.
Unexpected, I don't know, but
What I wanna do is, the people that were responsible for this, I wanna see them get held responsible for this, okay? And the case is going along really well, but there are a lot of things that I can't tell you about the case, okay? But believe me, it's a pretty strong case, so things will come to a head here soon. And I just wanna make sure I got my ducks in a row before I do that, because I don't wanna look like a fool at the end, okay? So what I'm looking for is just honesty from you, what you know, your habit. You're not gonna get in any trouble, what you tell me here today. I'm a narcotics investigator, I do other stuff, but my primary role in this department is narcotics investigation, so I know a lot of stuff about narcotics and people that use and people that sell. And like I say, I'm not here to jam you up on anything, I just want the honest truth and, about what happened to Shelby. So, were you with her on Thursday?
Was that the night she died? Was
Thursday night, yeah.
Well, was it Friday morning? No, I was not with Shelby.
When was the last time that you were with Shelby?
Probably, I wanna say it was either Wednesday or Tuesday, 2 days or 3 days before she died. Cause our cats were staying there, cause they can't be at my sister's, and then her landlord found out, so we had to come and pick up the cats one night, and we were there for like 20 minutes, half hour, cause my baby was sleeping at my sister's house.
Okay. So you're obviously familiar with the fact that she had a habit?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and what, as being her best friend, what can you tell me was her habit?
Well, she did heroin, I mean.
She did heroin?
She did.
Did she do it in front of you?
She never did it in front of me, like I've seen Shelby do like stuff in the past, but like when this new drug, no, I have not seen, like I've never seen her do it, like I know she's went into a bedroom or something and did it, but I'm not there to be like, you know.
What about oxys?
She did those once in a while, it wasn't her, I mean, she'd prefer heroin over oxy.
How do you know that?
Because it's cheaper for one, and it's cheaper than Oxycontin. The heroin is way cheaper than Oxycontin, and it takes less for them to get fucked up off of it. So.
Did she tell you specifically that she prefers heroin over oxy, or are you just assuming because of the price?
No, I know.
How do you know though?
Because we had a conversation about it one day, and I asked her why does she not like oxys versus heroin. That is why, and she's like. Or I was like, what would you prefer to get? And she's like, da-da-da, heroin. I'm like, you're just weird. I don't know. I don't get
Okay.
people, you know.
Did you talk to her at all the day, like Thursday into Friday?
No, I never talked to Shelby, but Mitch called us at like 6:30 or something. He was with Josh Gilbertson and they were hanging out. And then he called us again at 9:30. And yeah, it was 9:30, and Corey picked up the phone, which is my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the last time we heard from them, and they weren't with Shelby yet either, because it was still him and Josh Gilbertson together.
Okay, and what did he want when he was calling you?
He wanted to know if we wanted any green.
Marijuana?
Yeah.
What about pills?
Yeah, I don't know if he knew somebody that had Valium and Klonopin, but he was trying to get rid of them for him or something like that.
Okay, so did you guys go and buy any?
No.
Okay. Do you have any idea, like, how long has Shelby been using heroin?
Probably 6 months.
Okay.
Before that, no, she wasn't. But yeah, I would say the one I think I kind of knew because she was getting really skinny.
How long was she using Oxycontin before she started the heroin?
She's only probably been doing drugs for about a year.
So
Like,
first,
she smoked weed a little bit, but that was it. And then she just went downhill.
so for the first 6 months she was on oxys and weeds, and then she ended up going to heroin because it was cheaper?
Yeah. Like, well, I don't know if that was in her mind. She just liked heroin. Like, she liked it. It was what she wanted to do.
Did she ever tell you how she used it?
I know how she used it. That's not an idiot to figure it out. I mean, you look who she's with, for one, and the bad habits that he does, and you just know that that's what's going on.
And who do you mean by that?
Mitch. But I'm not saying it's Mitch's fault for what happened, because by all means, I'm sorry what her family says. I'm her damn best friend, and I fucking know that they loved each other. I know they were doing bad things, whatever, there are fucked up people out there, but they loved each other and they weren't broken up. She had it on her Facebook that we're broken up, and everybody's making a big deal out of it. But I talked to Shelby the next day, and this is when we went there.
The next day, meaning after they were supposed to be broken up?
Yeah, and she's like, oh, Mitch and me, she's like, yeah, I put on, because of all this Facebook stuff, and she's like, well, we're back together now. And I was like, are you serious? Like, it was just funny, but, like, I don't think Mitch, if it was in my opinion, I know Mitch didn't, like, do it to her. Shelby did heroin by herself. She knew how to do everything by herself. Like, she knew how to make it, she knew how to do whatever.
So you don't think Mitch did it on purpose?
No, he did not. He didn't. And they did it together, like, all the time. There was no, Mitch told me what happened, or when I talked to him on Friday, because I wanted to know. I was like, I want to fucking know if my best friend died painfully. I was like, I want to know how it happened. I want to know everything. And he lied to me.
What did he say happened?
Well, he said that he came home and Shelby was fucked up, and I don't know, between there and whatever, they started fooling around, and she just ended up.
You mean fooling around sexually?
Yeah, and she ended up collapsing. I believe that. I believe that they were having sex and she died, or whatever happened, but I don't believe that because Shelby didn't do drugs without Mitch. Like, she just didn't like to do drugs without Mitch, and she wasn't gonna go out of her way to get them. Well, I mean, if she was in desperate need, I suppose she would, and so I know they were together, because they dropped Gilby off at 11:30, I think Gilby told me that he got dropped off, and he did a line with them, and he even said that he told the police that he did a line with them.
With who?
With Shelby and Mitch. And then he got dropped off, and the last thing that they said to him is that they were coming to our house. Well, we live with my sister, and Brandon and my sister Barb's are both managers of Perkins, and Shelby used to work at Perkins, and they have no association. They cannot have association with younger management, you know what I mean? And it's in their rule book. So when I moved in, Brandon said that Shelby and Mitch were not allowed there when he was there. And we were home that night that she died, and they weren't allowed there. So I don't know why Gilby said, or he said that they were coming to our house because Mitch knew that he wasn't allowed there, and Shelby wasn't, and Brandon was home, and that was just that.
Did Gilby say where he got the heroin that he did with them?
I know, like I know.
Who?
I mean, I don't know him, I just have heard people talk about him and whatever else not. But if I'm saying this, I mean, this is my best friend I'm talking about here, and I know how crazy people are, and I have a kid, and my name stays out of this. Like, I don't know this guy, I don't want to know him, I don't want nothing to do with him, like, and I don't want to be the one when he gets his statement when he gets out of prison or whatever else, not that I was the one who came in here and was like blah blah blah, because I don't even know the guy.
Lots of people have told me.
Okay, well, he works at Grizzlies, and his name is Corey, and he's a cook or something, I don't know. That's what they say.
Who told you that?
Okay, sorry.
Who told you that they did? Who told you that they got the heroin on that day from this apparent Corey person?
Nobody, Gilby, he just said that Mitch went to his dude, or something like that.
And did he tell you who the dude's name was? Did Gilby tell you what dude's name was?
Yeah, he said it was some Corey guy from Grizzlies, and I already knew that, cause I've heard people talk about him, so I knew already that that's where he worked.
Did Gilby say where Mitch met this dude?
No, I didn't ask, I didn't really care to ask, it's not something I would ask, oh, where did you guys meet up, and,
I know, but sometimes people talk.
Right.
It just kinda puts all the pieces together.
No, but I don't know that.
So Josh Gilbertson told you that, what did he tell you in terms of who got it? Did he say the two of them went and got it? Did he say they all three went and got it?
He didn't say, he just said Mitch got it, that's all that was said, it was that Mitch got it. I don't know if Shelby was with them or what, because Shelby got done with work I think at like 10 or something, and Gilby didn't get dropped off till 11:30, so I don't know if they picked it up after Shelby got done with work or before or what, I don't know that part, I have no idea.
Have you ever met this guy that works at Grizzlies?
No, I have no idea who he is. Never.
Has Shelby ever talked about him?
I don't. She has, like, she just says this Corey guy, like, she knows who he is, I'm assuming she's Mitch's girlfriend,
Right.
like, but I don't know. But I just don't think that Mitch, like, I don't think that he, in any purpose, shape or form, it was his fault for getting Shelby to like, yeah, he uses, so obviously Shelby's gonna be curious and she's gonna wanna use, and then that's how it kinda starts, like, Shelby did drugs in her past, but it wasn't shooting them up, you know what I mean? Like, and when she met Mitch, that's how Mitch did his stuff, and he tried to hide it from her, but she found out, and then, like, she wanted to do it, she wanted to see what was so important about it, and then it just, and then she stopped doing it for a while though. Like, she was like, cause she was getting really skinny, and I seen her on my son's first birthday, and I'm like, what is going on? Shelby used to be voluptuous, like, she used to have hips, she used to have a butt, like, and she was just stick thin, and like, I knew something was up. And then, I don't know, they were in it together, like, but.
I know what you're saying. What you're saying is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is that Shelby did drugs before she met Mitch.
Yeah, well,
But,
like.
You're saying that the family's thinking that he did this on purpose or whatever.
Yeah,
What you're saying is that they both did it together, she made her own decisions, but, so, they're both to blame for what happened.
Exactly, like, and I feel that if she was alive till this day, she would say the same thing as I said, because it's only fair, like.
But the problem is that if, people are going in it together, yeah, he didn't force it into her doing it, but if somebody provides somebody with drugs that end up doing this, there's some serious problems.
Right.
Now, whether it's Corey, whether it's Mitch, we need to find that out.
Okay. I don't know if you want to talk to Josh Gilbertson, he would be the one to tell you if.
He already came in and talked to us, we've spoken to Josh.
Okay, well, so whatever, I don't know.
I mean, as your best friend, and as Kelly's daughter, and as Matt's sister, I feel that I need to do everything that's possible to bring these people to justice who did this.
Right.
Now, whether or not they meant it
or
doesn't matter to me.
Right. I totally understand what you're saying. I get it.
I mean, she's 20.
Yeah.
And I understand, that people make their own decisions, but drugs are so out of control right now that in cases like this, somebody needs to be held accountable for what happened. And the reason why I asked you to come in today is because I'd like to know anything that if you talked to her that day, or, if there's anything that she might have said to you or Mitch said to you about what happened. Can you just kind of briefly tell me again on Friday what Mitch told you happened after she had passed away?
He just said,
And where was he? Did he call you?
He didn't tell me where he was. He wouldn't tell me where he was because he wouldn't get a hold. When I found out that he got let out from wherever he was let out from, I wanted to know. I had questions, and he wouldn't text me. I kept texting him all day Friday, and he wouldn't text me. And then finally, I texted him, and I was like, I have a right to know. I mean, a lot of people have a right to know, but like, I'm her best friend, man. Like, it's just all so fucked up. And like, he called me, and all he said was that he came home and Shelby was already messed up. And I told him right after he said that, I was like, I don't believe you. Because I know. I'm like, I do not believe you. And he's like, he said that he didn't do any, and something about, and then I said I didn't believe him there because I know if Shelby's gonna do it, he's gonna damn well do it, so that's just how that works. So I knew he was lying there, and then he goes, and I laid down, he's like, I sat out in the living room for a while or something, I don't even know if he said that, but basically what he said is that he went to go lay down, and a little bit after he went to go lay down in the bedroom, that Shelby came in the bedroom and started fooling around with him, because he had to wake up in the morning for something early is why he went to bed. And Shelby came in the room and started fooling around with him, and then all of a sudden, she just collapsed, and he heard like this gargling noise, and he tried doing CPR on her, and then after he figured it wasn't working, then he called 911, and that he sat there, and was trying to revive her, but it didn't work. And then they came in and tried to revive her, and it didn't work. That's all that he said to me.
And what about Gilby again? What did Gilby tell you?
Gilby just said that they, when I asked what was going on and what happened, because I felt really bad at the funeral, and he's like, you feel bad? He's like, I did a line with them, or he didn't say that right away, he's like, I don't even know what he said, but then he's like, and I did a line with them, Mitch and Shelby, and then I got dropped off, he said. And then, that's that. That's all he said to me. Oh, and then about, them saying that they were coming to our house or something, that's what supposedly Mitch said to him.
Your house meeting? You're in Corey's?
Huh?
Your house meeting, you're in Corey's house? Your boyfriend Corey?
Not my boyfriend Corey, not him, my brother or my sister's house. We live with her right now, cause we just moved here.
You and Corey live with your sister?
Yes.
Up by Perkins?
No, my sister works at Perkins, and she's a manager, and
So
Shelby
you live in
works.
Holman with your sister?
Yes.
Alright. Have you heard anything since, any rumors going around or anything that you?
No, there's a lot of rumors going around. I mean, people think so many things have happened that I don't even know. People have just said shit, and I'm just like, I don't know. I would like to know though what really happened.
Well, I'm gonna step out here quick and give you my business card. And in the meantime, between now and then, if you hear anything or you think there's anything that might be helpful for the case, call me. And I'll do what I can to make sure that this comes to an end. It's just sometimes it takes a little bit of time, because I wanna make sure that I got everything in line before I make any sort of decision on what I need to do. There's another investigator that's working on this with me, and the two of us are gonna sit down and decide what we need to do, so just hang tight, I'll be right back, all right?
Okay.